I had absolutely no interest in playing the Hogwarts Legacy video game, not least because I simply had no interest in Harry Potter. And then to make matters worse, I read that apparently a fantasy video game about wizards casting spells is a deeply transphobic and hateful video game, and that if I play it, it's a sad comment on my character. And then I realized, well, I simply have to check it out now. Do you know my absolute favorite type of video game is a role playing game? And do you know my favorite type of role playing game is precisely the type where you have a expansive world, doesn't have to be open. Open world is good, but I even kind of like the ones that are a little more linear, but there's lots of hubs and places to go. And you get to design your character and you get to choose like a little backstory. Because of the controversy surrounding Hogwarts Legacy, I had occasion to start hearing some of the interesting things about the game. It's open world. You can explore the castle. You can customize your character. You can decide which house are you going to be, a Hufflepuff or a Slytherin. Definitely a Slytherin for me. I took the test for exactly this reason. I'm preparing. And I thought, I am so terribly bereft of any RPG to play. I may have no choice but to play this game. My God. By this time next year, I could be a Harry Potter fan. Ah, horror. I got about to the Deathly Hallows Part 1, and I mean, it was like every minute just became longer and more leaden and more difficult to get through and more ponderous. And I was thinking the opposite was supposed to happen. I thought by the time you get to the end of Harry Potter, you're supposed to, it's more mature, the stakes are higher, you're more into it. I was not. Because every professor and the headmaster and every member of the staff working in and around that horrific school should be in jail for criminal child endangerment and negligence. Let me explain. An orphan lives with terrible step-parents, or, well, that is foster parents. He gets swept up in this magical adventure. He goes to a school where he must learn to control this power that runs in his family. He must learn to use it responsibly, I thought. But what do the teachers do? Are they like Obi-Wan Kenobi, guiding and setting an example for these students? No, they basically just go off to bed. And what do the students do? They go running around this castle, which is a freaking death trap. They unleash trolls that nearly murder half of them. They find their way into secret caverns that hold evil artifacts that can do horrific things to them. And do the professors ever take any responsibility for the mayhem that's going on under their watch? I'm sorry, but if you are the headmaster of Hogwarts, you are responsible for every single thing that happens in that castle. I don't care what rules the kids broke. It's your responsibility. So, the School of Hogwarts is a front. It is a front for a quasi-military operation that is recruiting as much meat for the grinder as possible to fight an endless war against evil wizards who are unleashed upon the world by the very negligence that Hogwarts has itself created and enabled. What do people see in this crap? I'm sorry, I just don't get it. However, I really need an RPG. I am desperate. I point you, my friend, to this sad, sad story. Sebastian Croft, an actor, who's that? I don't care, apologizes for hurting anyone by voicing male main character in Hogwarts Legacy, claims there is no LGB without the T. Well, I beg to differ. As a bisexual person myself, which really has no bearing on anything, I would like to say, I would like to just be separate from the LGBT bullshit. I don't believe in their political dogma. I don't like the fact that they're bullying people. And frankly, you're doing yourself no favors by going around in life demanding that other people like you. Believe me, I have suffered from this attitude in my life, and it is no way to live, and it is quite painful. And I went through my angry years of feeling oppressed. And, what I've learned is if you're not willing to live in a society with people who disagree with you, you don't believe in democracy and you don't know the meaning of the word. And the one thing, the surest sign of a tyrant, a totalitarian, dare I say the F word, a fascist, surest sign of a fascist is someone who hates the sound of laughter and is angered by other people having harmless joy in their lives. Video games are about joy, but it's hurtful to trans people. No, it isn't. It's a video game about wizards in a castle. You're making the decision to be offended and hurt by it. You are allowing yourself to be. Imagine allowing one opinion of one author, one contributing creative to a massive project that has been created by teams of people. Imagine letting that one contributor's one opinion ruin your chance to experience a world that you love. And I guarantee you that if you are complaining about transphobia in Hogwarts Legacy, you love Harry Potter, because only love turns to this kind of hate. And you're angry. You're angry that you cannot impose upon reality your will. And I am sorry that you have that attitude, but it's only going to hurt you. You're only hurting yourself. Look, I think Stephen King has some of the wackiest, dumbest political takes I've ever heard, and oddly enough, they seem like political takes from the Clinton era. Does that mean that I can't ever read a Stephen King novel or watch The Shining lest I support views I find problematic? I hope all the trans people who are hurt by this situation are doing okay. What situation? That people want, that there's a video game that people want to play, and one contributing creator to that project holds one view you disagree with? What is that situation? That's called life. Please know that you are loved and you are valid. I agree with that. Everyone should feel that. I love you guys so much. Uh-oh. You guys? That's rather insensitive. Aren't we jumping to some conclusions? I was cast in this project over 3 years ago, back when all Harry Potter was to me was the magical world I grew up with. That is what it is. That's what it should be. We need magic in life. Yeah, poor Sebastian here. He made the worst mistake you can make. He apologized. I know far more than I did 3 years ago, and I hope to learn far more in the next 3. I'm really sorry to anyone hurt by this announcement. There is no LGB without the T. Trans is awesome replies, people in the comments are the perfect example of cis people saying they're allies and not actually being allies. 3 years ago, great. She's been openly disgusting for 5 years. There is no excuse. Listen to trans people. I don't have to, and you can't make me. I know that's what you're working towards. If you could see in your heart a way to allow a human being who created an incredible world, a beautiful story, an entire series of books, wonderful characters that you love and adore, gave rise to an entire world you can explore. If you could see all the good of that one person, by the way, a woman who is a billionaire, a self-made billionaire, one of the richest women in the world, one of the most successful authors of all time, this is the thing that is claimed to be wanted by progressives to see. Isn't that a good example? Isn't all that good enough to allow you to forgive one attitude that you find reprehensible, which you are entitled to find reprehensible? I've got no issue with that. But if you could forgive that one, not forget, not excuse or condone, but forgive, allow, not even forgive, you don't even have to forgive, just allow that this one individual holds one view that you disagree with. If you could just allow that to exist alongside the reality of all the good that she's done and all the beautiful stories that she's told and the wonderful world that she has given to you, you could be a lot happier. And I'll bet that will piss you off more than anything. If people having fun, experiencing joy, and escaping the drudgery of their shitty lives for a day or two makes you angry, you need to look in the mirror. So, to spite the fascist, the autocrat, the communist, the collectivist, I will buy Hogwarts Legacy. And, God help me, I'm going to become a Harry Potter fan. Is there ever a just cause for boycotting a totally harmless and fun video game with a staircase that may or may not be transphobic? Subject for another video, I suppose. Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, do please like and subscribe. This is Captain Garrett saying, I'll see you out there. Make sure to check out my novel series, Blood and Oak. It's available now on Amazon. It follows the sword and sails adventures of Midshipman John Sullivan. When his sister is kidnapped and sold into slavery by the Barbary pirates, this daring young Navy officer embarks on a suicidal quest for rescue and revenge. It's available now on Amazon in Kindle, paperback, and a fantastic audiobook narrated by Travis Baldry. I'm not just giving commentary and commenting on the problems in entertainment. I'm doing my best to be part of the solution, and I would be truly honored to earn your readership and your support. Until then, I say hail to you, hail to the fellowship, and hail to the Iron Age of entertainment.